All right, I wanted to start this video here. This is in response to a simple mathematics problem that's been showing up on Facebook. The problem I'm referring to, it's a problem where it says, I bought a horse for $900. I sold it for $1,300. I bought it again for $1,400, and I sold it again for $1,700. How much did I earn? So before we get into it, I wanted to just say something about earnings. Companies' earnings are considered its after-tax net income. It's a company's bottom line or its profits. Now, this is meant to be like a third grade math problem, so we're not getting into things like feed, taxes, all that stuff, transportation costs, vet bills. That's for something else. That's for like a that's for an economics class. This is meant to be a simple elementary school problem to test your knowledge. So I want to get past that part of it. So once again, the problem says, I bought a horse for 900, I sold it for 1300, I bought it again for 1400, I sold it again for 1700. How much did I earn? The other thing I want to cover, we don't know how much money this guy has to start with. I've seen a lot of people get hung up on that, and they're saying things like, well, he only had $900 to start with. Or things like, well, gee, when he sold it for 1300, how could he possibly buy it for 1400 because he's only got 13? Um, they're kind of ridiculous statements. I mean, nobody knows how much money he's got. I mean, has anybody looked in his wallet, his bank account? This guy might have thousands of dollars. He might be a millionaire. We don't have any idea. We have to assume that he's able to buy these things. It's like saying you go to the grocery store and you buy 50 bucks worth of groceries. Well, I don't know how much money you had when you went to the store. Did you go to the store with $10? Well, then you couldn't buy $50, right? Maybe you went to the store with $1,000 and you only spent 50. The whole point of it is we don't know how much money he started with. So just to make this thing simple, I'm going to start with $1,000. I'm going to say that our guy over here, this card represents our horse trader, okay? He wants to buy he wants to buy a horse. And we're going to use this card to represent the horse. This card is going to represent another person that we're dealing with. This is going to be the person that we're buying and selling back and forth with, okay? This is just a stack here, so this is nothing. So these are our $10,000 here to start with. That's what we're going to just make an assumption. This could be $20,000. This could be $1 million. I'm just doing this for an example to make it simple so that you can count through it. If you're confused, get some pennies out, get some Monopoly money. All right, so let's just start this thing out. The very first thing we say is that he buys this horse for $900, right? So we're gonna go give this other guy 900. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, $900. Now we're gonna take the horse. Comes over here. We have 100 bucks left over. Now, um, we bought it. We have the horse. Now, after a while, this guy decides he wants to sell it. And he says, "Hey, I'll sell you the horse, but I'll sell it to you for 1,300. All right, so $1,300. All right. So first of all, we're going to bring our 1,000 back. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. 900. Let's see where we at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that's our 900. So we've got 900 back. Now we're going to go 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 1,000. Okay, here's the rest of it. We've got $1,400 now altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1,400. So we started this thing with 1,000, right? We got to give the horse. Okay, we sold the horse. So the horse comes over here. So now our guy has $1,400. So what happened? We went from $1,000 to 1,400. That means in the first sale, well, this first set of transactions, we made $400 profit. We started at 1,000, now we have 1,400. Okay, so now the guy wants to buy the horse back again. Okay, he can't make up his mind what he wants to do. So he's got 1,400. He's gonna give it all, man. He's just gonna give it all $1,400. So let's move that money over here again. So that's 1,400, right? 1,400. It's taken me a while. This is why I didn't do $1,000,000 because I don't want to be dragging these chips all day long from one side to the other. But you know, for some people, this may be the only way that it makes sense because I have seen every crazy answer under the sun. All right, so now he's got the horse. What has he got? He has got the horse, but he doesn't have any money of the $1,000, right? So if everything stopped right now, he's got a horse and all of his money's over here with this other guy. Um, so later on, he decides, hey, I really don't want this horse, but now I want to sell it for $1,700, right? So he's going to sell it for 1,700. So now this guy's got to give him back his money, 1,700. Okay, we got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700. All right. Like once again, I said this stack here was this guy's extra money over here. So now, what do we got? Well, we gotta get rid of the horse now. We sold it. 1,700. Let's stack all this money up here, okay? Make it all nice and neat as we stack it. So the nice thing is, when I stack it, it's going to tell me how much we got in here altogether in this entire stack. Right now, what are we up to? 1,400? Yep. Okay, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700. So we sold the horse. We have $1,700. Once again, if you remember at the beginning of the video, what did we start with? We started with $1,000. Now we have 1,700. What's the difference between 1,700 and 1,000? It's $700. His profit is $700. Okay? So a lot of people are complicating this thing. They're saying, well, since he bought it again for 1,400 after he sold it for 1,300, well, you got to subtract 100, so his profit is only 600. No, that's bogus. People are like they're overcomplicating this thing, and they're thinking of all these things that don't make any sense. This is super, super simple. And you don't even have to go through this whole exercise I just did. You know, you just look at the two sales and you go, what's the difference between what he paid out and what he brought in? If you added it all up, he spent $2,300. He brought in $3,000. So he spent $2,300, which is 900 plus 1,400 is 2,300. How much did he bring in? Well, he sold it for 1,300 and 1,700. That's $3,000. The difference between 3,000 and 2,300 is $700. You can look at it any different way, but it's all the same. And so the only correct answer is $700. Now, it doesn't matter what you started with. I could have had $100,000 worth of these chips here, and I could have shuffled those back and forth. And I would, at the end of the day, I would still come out with $700 more than I started with. So I'm hoping this video helps a few people. This is a little bit better, hopefully, than the video I made before with a bunch of drawn up money. But I'm just trying to get the point across that this stuff is really, really simple. This is like a maybe a third grade math problem, and I'm seeing like 90% of the people coming in and slaughtering it, coming up with things like 200 bucks, $100 loss, 600 bucks. Some people are saying 800. Some people are saying, well, it's the same horse, so the only thing that matters is what I paid at the beginning and what I paid at, what I got at the end. They're saying like, hey, I paid 900 at the beginning and sold it for 1700 at the end of the day. That's all that counts. That's 800 bucks. I mean, I don't know where people get that idea. There's two different sales. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore that. So, anyhow, I don't want to dwell on it. This is what it is. If you don't agree with it, I don't know what to tell you, but this is what it is. So, thanks. Hope it helps.